You don't understand. We have been craving Mexican food since Korea, and then I ordered this It's not even authentic, so...
I mean, it looks pretty good.
But it looks good, okay?
It looks
so please, it's definitely not authentic, but we've got an array of tacos. I knew it wasn't going to be authentic because one of them is chicken tikka masala taco. But it looks good, okay? We also have like a Korean fried rice taco, some elote corn, pineapple, and tahini, these crazy hash browns, these nachos, ceviche, churros, a key lime pie, I think. And I have these, a lime agua fresca, I believe.
That looks
a limeade
really good.
is I think what they called it on the menu, so I'm not exactly sure. But before we get started, I just have an announcement to make. Did you guys know that my sister was literally in a car accident a couple days ago? Did I tell you this? No. My sister was in a car accident literally a few days ago. She was on her way to our house. And about 2 minutes away, she gets into a car accident. I was literally vlogging when I found out that she got into a car accident. Someone hit her, yeah. It was their fault, yes. But she's fine, don't worry. So are the babies. Everyone is fine. But one of the first things that my sister did was get legal representation. Most people don't know this. Even if it's the smallest car accident, even if it's not your fault, even if nobody is hurt, you need an attorney to represent you. Literally, my entire family gets representation after car accidents. But not just with car accidents. Any sort of injury, if you've been injured while out or at work, get representation. In 8 clicks or less, you can submit a claim to Morgan & Morgan and they will have their lawyers take a look at your case, and it's just insanely simple. With Morgan & Morgan, you can submit a claim without ever having to leave the couch. Morgan & Morgan has completely modernized the injury law process, making it so easy to submit a claim without visiting law offices, spending time at consultations. My sister has 2 kids under 2. Do you think that she can go into a little office, and do all these things? Because honestly, that's the last thing you want to do when you've been in an accident or you've been injured. With Morgan & Morgan, you can submit your case details, sign contracts, upload documents, and medical records all from your phone. You can even text your attorney and legal team during the duration of your case. They've got incredible customer care. They have over 4,000 support staff available at any hour to help with your case. And if you have any questions at all about your case, Morgan & Morgan's staff is dedicated to making your experience as painless as possible. They have like over 100 offices nationwide. They've got over 800 local lawyers. Okay, so they're like a national team of lawyers, but they've got these all-star local lawyers that have the essential local experience that you need. Over 3 million people have called Morgan & Morgan in their time of need.
Wow.
So, injured and you don't know where to start? With Morgan & Morgan, it is so easy. If you're ever injured or in an accident, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. You can submit a claim in 8 clicks or less without having to leave your couch. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/bis or dial #law. That's #529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/bis. And thank you, Morgan & Morgan, for sponsoring today's video. And let's get into it. What are you guys so excited about? I know what I'm excited about. Churro.
Can I have one too?
Oh my god.
Is this place good or not good?
It's good.
It's good. Chocolatey, huh?
Like, why am I starting with the dessert?
Yeah,
Wait, I thought your sweet was like rank 5, right?
But
that's what I'm saying.
He's craving it today?
wow. Okay. Can you open this? Oh,
It looks like lemonade. Is it lemonade?
Ooh.
limeade.
What's limeade?
Is your super sour boba?
Holy! It's a Sour Patch?
Wait, my mouth keeps watering. It's so sorry. I'm choking on my saliva.
It
It's so
tastes
sour.
pretty good. Yeah, it's addicting though.
Bro,
Oh my god, I think it's acid.
it's battery acid.
Oh,
It's kind of crazy good. Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
Let's try the tacos. What do you guys? You pick your first. Done. We also have
Do you know they're all different? They're all completely different. Then.
all
Yeah.
completely different.
Okay.
That's
All right.
true.
Okay. What about you, babe?
Whatever got the pickles.
I'm gonna go for this chunky burger looking taco.
Okay.
There's a whole patty in here, guys. It's like a hamburger.
Cheers.
Here, salsa. Wow.
Wow. It tastes like a Big Mac. I'm not kidding you. It tastes like a Big Mac.
So do you like it?
Wait, mine tastes like a fried chicken burger. I didn't want to say anything, but well, it's very fried chicken burgery. I might take a bite of something else, guys. I'm sorry. Let me try this. Actually, that looks like it could potentially be pork, so I'm gonna put that right back down. I'm gonna try a hash brown.
Good old pineapple.
Chip.
Oh my
Ceviche.
god. So sweet. Holy.
Ceviche with shrimp, jalapenos.
Oh my god. This is the world's best pineapple.
Very good.
What's going on with you?
Kind of spicy. Wow. Kind of very spicy.
Is it good though?
It's good. Oh my god. What do I do? Oh my god. Okay.
Oh man, it's spicy, huh?
Wow, I'm in heaven though.
This is nice.
Very good. Don't get the peppers.
Just don't get the jalapeno, you'll be fine.
Holy.
For no reason at all. Why is it so spicy?
You want a corn?
Oh yeah. You okay?
What's going on?
She's dying over here.
What is going on? Are you a fan of fried banana then?
Bro.
Have you had fried banana?
Like banana chips?
No.
Not banana, it's plantain.
Okay, fried plantain, my bad. Same thing.
You cannot say that. You'll get cancelled.
For what?
Banana and plantain? They're basically the same thing. What do you mean?
Listen, the first time I had fried plantain, fogo de chao. I thought it was the ultimate high-class experience.
The first time you had fried plantain?
Yeah.
Fogo is pretty good.
No,
What's
I had
really
that
good?
before.
Fogo.
Fogo?
Bro.
Oh, you never been?
I have.
Okay, I was like, no way. There's
Andrew
no way.
but literally has never been, and he keeps wanting to go for every birthday. And my
Oh, he
sister
hasn't been?
never.
Low key overhyped though.
Yeah, it's
Low key.
Cause come on, how much barbecue can you eat before you feel like
Yeah, after 3 meat, I was full.
yeah?
And it's very expensive these days. And there's way better ways you can spend your money on meat. Like even Korean barbecue could be a better deal.
Right. You can
Yeah.
eat 2 Korean barbecue instead of 1 Fogo. Yeah.
But he really wants to go. He won't give it up.
Okay, maybe we should send him.
Yeah, y'all should take him.
What do you mean send him? Like by himself?
Hey, drop him off.
Yeah.
Bye.
Put some cash in his pocket,
Yeah.
spank him on the butt.
Yeah,
We'll pick you up.
have fun.
It's like school.
What are you guys willing to give up for love? Like, are you willing to give up everything? Are you willing to give up your parents, your mother, your sister? No? Are
You
you willing
wouldn't
to
give up your sister for love?
Maybe sister, but I actually she
She watches these.
no, she actually watches though.
Oh, she actually watches us?
Yeah. So I gotta be careful now. I didn't know she watches.
What do you mean you didn't know?
What?
Did you just find out?
Not that she watches like some time to time.
Yeah.
But she actually watches like.
Like every video? How did you find
Yes.
out?
Cause I was like we were eating and she's just watching on YouTube. And then I was like, wait, this voice is very familiar. So I go over to her and it's the video.
What are you guys willing to give up for love? Are you willing to give up millions of dollars for love?
No.
This guy is
$20?
$20?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
30?
What the heck? I'll do it for 100.
He said, throw in $100 bill there.
Yeah.
Throw in a Benjamin. Okay, I feel like Disney movies have brainwashed us into giving up the most batshit insane things for love. Like you're telling me that I am going to leave an underwater castle to go live in a not so fancy above water castle, conforming to societal pressures, and I can't even f***ing scream? I can't even f***ing yell? Or I'm minding my own damn business in hibernation and some guy is gonna walk up and kiss me on the lips and wake me up and now I have to f***ing pay taxes? I have to f***ing worry about chores and sing while I do it? No. Disney, count your f***ing days, okay? I'm getting sick of you. I'm just kidding. I f***ing love you, okay? But you get it, okay? Did you know that there is a real-life Disney princess case unfolding right now as we speak in real life with a real-life princess?
Oh.
And it feels like a Disney movie where there's a whole plot line and what is she willing to give up for love? Do you guys know that Japan has a royal family? The imperial family. Japan has
Still,
a
to
royal
this
family.
day?
Yes. But I mean, they kind of function like the British monarchs in the sense that They're not really involved in the politics. Like, they have their royal duties, but they're not necessarily, like, running. Who knows? Maybe they are, okay. But they're not as widely talked about as Harry and Meghan or William and Kate, but they've been around for longer than the British monarchs. They're actually the longest royal family that is still around today. One of their youngest princesses, Princess Mako, gave up her throne. That was dramatic. She wasn't in line, but that was dramatic. Her crown, her royal titles, for a man. A man.
This was viral recently,
Yeah,
right?
she did it for a man.
Wow.
And people have mixed reactions. She went against her family. She went against the royals for this man. She gave up millions of dollars for this man. She gave up her royal life to go shopping for this man at Costco. And either people really love it or they really fucking hate it. The whole story feels like a roller coaster. And I just want to make it really, really clear, okay? I'm pretty biased on this one. I like whatever Princess Mako likes.
No way, what?
Like, whatever Princess Mako wants, I'm here for her, okay? I don't know. She's been through a lot, so I just want to support her. So with that being said, let's get into it. Imagine you're a princess, a real life princess. You meet your Prince Charming, you fall in love, and everyone in your entire nation, your entire country hates his guts. In fact, they are telling him to get the fuck out of the country.
What do you do?
Exactly. What do you do? Princess Mako was born in 1991 as the first granddaughter of the former Emperor Akihito. So she's like 31, 32 years old right now. And all of this took place like a year or two ago. It's like recently still taking place. Very recent. Princess Mako was already super popular as a kid, which is kind of to be expected. You know, she's a little princess of Japan, but she really was an icon. There are these pictures of her that were released when she was a kid, and it's like paparazzi shots of her walking around. She's wearing this like cute little sailor's uniform, and people went crazy for this photo. Princess Mako was trending. Someone even created a manga series for her in this little Sailor Moon outfit. Everybody freaking loved her because she didn't seem like a troublemaker. She seemed like a really well-behaved little girl. And that sentiment just got stronger as she grew older. The general public in Japan really liked Mako because as she heads into her teenage years, nobody saw any sense of rebellion or even like a little scandal, not even a tiny little obstacle. She seemed to fit into the royal role effortlessly. She attended all of the royal official duties with poise. I mean, she was very regal. She started visiting South America alone on these royal tours, and Japanese people were very, very favorable of her. And just like the British royal family, they died for her outfits when she grew up. Her signature was she would wear these, when she attended the royal duties, she would wear these monotone, cream-colored pastel outfits. She just looked like a royal. Like, I don't know if she got her color theory done, but she looked so good in these colors. But that's not even what people loved about her. It was the fact that she looked like that during her work days, but on her off days, she looked like an ordinary Japanese citizen. It was relatable. It was cute. They were like, yes, the duality queen, literally queen. Get a princess that can do both. She seemed so touchable for a princess. And she was smart. She studied abroad in the UK for a while. And after graduating university, she comes back to Japan and she starts attending more royal duties. She even worked as like a researcher in the Museum of the University of Tokyo, which like cool, fine, right? But did you know that's a huge fucking deal for the Japanese royal family? I didn't know this, but you're literally not allowed to have jobs in the Japanese royal family. And if you want a job, you have to get permission from the emperor himself. It like distracts from your royal duties. Listen, the Japanese imperial family have a lot of customs that are very, very intense. We're gonna get into it. It gets really, it's just really crazy. So up until this whole scandal, Princess Mako lives a rather quiet, poised, unproblematic, scandal-free life. She did have a few boyfriends, I believe, growing up, but nobody was crazy. Nobody was like hunting them down and trying to figure out who they were because I think she was too young. I don't think anyone believed that she was gonna marry these guys, and it didn't seem serious. People were just impressed by the fact that she would go on dates by taking the subway. She was always just known to be very down to earth, even though she was a princess. She was often seen taking subway trains, traveling in an economy class tickets on a plane, visiting tourist attractions to take selfies. The only non-relatable thing that she did was frequently go on vacations to resorts that were owned by the royal family. So we don't have to worry about that, okay? They were just like us, Princess Mako. She's one of us. So let's take it back to 2012. She's in school. She's in college. She's studying abroad. And she goes to this study abroad event in Tokyo where a bunch of study abroad kids meet up in Japan. And they're like, we study abroad, right? She meets this guy named Kei Komuro.
Okay.
He's the same age as her. This is the guy. This is the man she's gonna give up everything for. They're both freshmen in college at this point in time. And Kay is not like the other boys. He was conventionally attractive to some people. Look, I don't know. I saw some people. I saw some people online compare him to Lee Min-ho.
Who's Imino?
Boys Over Flowers.
You don't know Imino?
I don't know why I screamed that.
He's like
Boys Over Flowers. 꽃보다 남자.
There's so many guys from Boys
The main
Over
lead.
Flower.
The main lead.
Oh,
The main lead.
I still don't know.
Oh my god, he does.
Okay, so he's good looking.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Then imagine you like are just casually talking to a princess.
Did
How'd
I
you
know
feel?
about do I know?
Yeah.
I'll be so nervous.
A lot of people compare him to Lee Min-ho, and he was just easy on the eyes, I should say, and very upbeat. He seemed like the type of kid that had endless energy. He was in school, he's working hard, he even worked as a tourism ambassador that helped promote tourism all over Japan, which is kind of cute when you think about it. Like, he wants people to visit Japan, he's proud of his country, loves his country, falls in love with the princess of the country. It's kind of the perfect, like, we have all the tiny little seeds for a cute Disney love story. So these two hit it off. They start dating pretty discreetly for about a year, and then Kei proposes to Mako, December 2013. They're still in college. They had just finished dinner in Tokyo. They're walking around, and Kei randomly tells her, let's get married one day. Not now, but in the future. Princess Mako thought, that's real romantic. Okay, she rushes home. She told the royal parents what happened, and they're like, okay, fine. You guys can date. We'll think about the engagement later. Like, we gotta wait until, you know, you're done and with college and all of that. Now, this guy is a commoner, and they're allowing her to date a commoner. There's a lot of history that comes into play. The Japanese imperial family at one point in time were marriage snobs, like any other royal family out there. Look at what happened to Meghan because she wasn't, I don't know, what the world wanted her to be. Like, she could never catch a break. The Japanese royal family were notorious back in the day for marrying each other. They wanted to keep the bloodline pure. I mean, okay, look, we can giggle gaggle, but this is literally every old royal family in history. I don't know why incest was like the thing back then. And later, the Japanese royal family were like, we gotta stop marrying each other. Like, we're running out of cousins and brothers. We gotta start marrying outside the family. And they were known for marrying only the creme de la creme of the society. Like, they weren't royals, but they were dukes, aristocrats, diplomats, marquises, the richest of the country, the most educated, the most sophisticated, the most well-connected. These were the kind of marriage snobs that the royals were typically known to be. But now it's like 2020, okay? Times have changed. But not that much, because there's still a lot of sexist practices in place in the Japanese royal family. Like, whoever and whenever Princess Mako gets married, and whoever she gets married to, she will have to drop her royal title. She will be forced to drop her royal last name, lose her title, and join the husband's family registry. So there's like a family registry.
So it doesn't matter who she marries.
Doesn't matter. She basically has to lose her family, her royal status, whenever she gets married, even if it's to a fancy diplomat. All the women in the royal family either have to never marry, or they will be forced to take the husband's family name and never be a royal. Meaning Princess Mako's children will not have royal titles either.
To some people, it's not the worst thing, right?
Okay, it's not the end of the world, guys. Like, we don't have to sit here and cry about her and start a GoFundMe for her, but you get it. It's like, it's kind of misogynistic, it's for sure. I mean, like, seriously. But again, it's not because the family doesn't like Princess Mako or the fact that she's dating a commoner. It had nothing to do with that. These are just how it was done back then. Now, the family was approving of Princess Mako marrying Kei, even though he's a commoner. And he truly was a commoner. I'm not just saying he wasn't a royal. I'm not just saying he wasn't a Windsor. I'm not just saying that. Like, this guy was as common as the word comes. Kei's family wasn't even upper middle class. In fact, they were kind of financially struggling. This wasn't a situation where Princess Mako was marrying the rich son of a business owner. She was marrying a random dude. A true rags to riches story, and everyone in Japan ate it up. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This is a real life boys over flowers, but gender swap. This is a real life Disney movie. Once the public found out about the young couple's engagement, they were head over heels for the two. There were press conferences where, and here's another thing, okay? There were press conferences where Kei would sit next to Princess Mako, and he just accepted his role. He would let her talk. He's not trying to get attention. He's not trying to get fame. He's not trying to be like, hey, everyone, listen to me speak. I'm the head of the house now. I'm marrying her. She's my wife. No, he's letting her shine. And he seems almost shy. He just keeps looking at her and kind of like giving her an awkward, like, am I doing okay smile? And she'll give him like a reassuring, like, you're doing okay smile. And it's really cute. Like really, really, really cute. Let me find you a picture of it.
They look so good together.
Yeah, so cute, no? So cute, smiling, and just like, look at them. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, she's in love for sure.
Love is real?
Love is real, okay.
So the Disney is not lying.
Well, it's about to get weird, okay? So everyone has a good impression of the two. Princess Mako also only had good things to say about him. She said that he always has this bright smile, like the sun. And then Kei said, Princess Mako is like my moon, just always watching over me. The sun and the moon, the sun and the moon. He said whenever the moon was up, he wanted to talk to Princess Mako. Even Kei's mom came out to journalists and she smiled and sighed and said, my son would call her every single night. All I hear is him calling her cute and calling her this and just praising her. Everyone in the fucking country was dying for this couple. Even the royal family ratings going up. Just the fact that the royal family accepted a marriage to a pure commoner, not a wealthy business owner, not like a rich dude, a commoner, it made everyone like them more. They're like, the royals are progressive. It's not even that progressive if I'm being real with you, but like, you get it, okay? The royals really have changed. Times have changed. They're no longer marriage snobs. So the two announced their engagement in 2018, and they were gonna get married. They had their parents' approval, and the whole country is rooting for them. So how the hell does everything change so quickly? Within 3 years, Princess Mako would lock herself in her room, refuse to talk to anyone, including her parents. It was publicly revealed that she was suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. Her psychiatrist came out in a press conference and said, Princess Mako felt like her dignity as a human being had been completely trampled on. She thinks of herself as somebody without any value. 3 years. This is what happened. Japan is yelling at Kei and his mom to get the fuck out of the country. So what happened between her announcing this happy engagement that everyone was excited for to this? A couple of things. The first part is wild, and you would think that things would be different for a literal princess, but no. Men are the same, okay? Princess Mako's only wish was that she would marry before she turned 30. Like, this is a wish that she had before she even met Kei. This is her life goal. Get married before 30. She would turn 30 in 2021. They formally got engaged in 2018, so that's like 3 years to prep for this. She was really adamant about this even before she met Kei, so he knows how important this is to her. And I imagine a princess is willing to marry you, you'd be like, 30, baby, let's get married today, okay? No need to wait. Kei made her wait. In fact, the two were in a long-distance relationship because he was like, I want to go to law school in New York City, and I want to take the New York bar exam, and I want to be a lawyer. So he's studying law in the US. He's making no wedding plans. It said that Princess Mako was the one making all of the plans, and he was just cruising. He's not even helping plan for this wedding. So that's kind of like the first red flag, but that's not enough to get your entire country to turn on you, you know? It doesn't make sense. Let me tell you the first red flag. After they announced their engagement, the couple had a few moments of bliss. Everyone adored them until reporters started interviewing people from Kei's personal life, his past. They wanted to get to know this guy. They're like, okay, who is Princess Mako really marrying? They were honestly determined to get some dirty news out of him. He was too perfect. He was on a pedestal, and the only way off a pedestal is to fall off of it. That's what they wanted. So reports started coming out that Kay's family were not just commoners. Allegedly, they were scammers. Personally, this part, I don't know how to feel about it, but a lot of Japanese netizens were really upset. So I need to give you some background on Kay's family real quick. Kay never really knew his biological dad. He knew him until he was 10. Kay's dad was a city official who took his own life when Kay was just 10 years old. Shortly afterwards, Kay's grandparents took their own lives because they couldn't cope with the loss of their son. So it's just Kay and Kay's mom, who I'm going to call Mrs. K now, and Mrs. K practically took any job that would hire her. She just needed money. She's a single mom now. The only financial relief that they had came when Mrs. K married this really wealthy businessman. Well, she didn't marry him, but they got engaged. So he's supporting their life. And that's how Kay was able to attend an international school. Because remember, he was studying abroad and stuff. He went to an international school in Tokyo, which is not cheap. And that's where he met Mako. And the entire course of his life changed. I don't know if he could have done it without this wealthy man that his mom had gotten engaged to. It said that this wealthy man had given her about $40,000 to pay for Kay's college tuition and other expenses. That's not even including other expenses the man paid for Kay and his mom. That's just like Kay's school tuition. I'm assuming he was supporting them for a while, but ultimately, Mrs. K and this man would break up and not follow through with the marriage. And I'm not really sure why they broke up. Like, I'm sure if you ask both of them, they have different responses. If you ask the ex-fiance man, he's gonna tell you that Kay's mom cheated on him and used his money to get like a young male sugar baby. I don't think you're gonna get the same response if you ask Mrs. K, okay? I'm sure you'll get a completely different story. But nevertheless, the two break up and there were arguments between the two. Kay's mom is insisting that all the money the man paid for, like Kay and his tuition and all of that, was a gift. The man is arguing, that wasn't a freaking gift, that was a loan, remember? And you said you were gonna pay me back, so pay me back. And he now wanted his money back. So it's like a fight between the two of them. And when Kay gets engaged to Princess Mako, the man comes forward with his little claims, and he said that he felt used for money. He said that Kay and his mom suddenly don't wanna pay him back now, and sentiments towards Kay and his family in the public, they start drastically shifting with the news. I personally don't think it's fair, okay? Like, first of all, what does Kay's mom's former engagement have anything to do with Kay, And second of all, I don't know, the ex-fiance kind of sounds a bit salty. That's my personal opinion. He sounds a tad bit like, we didn't work out and I'm pissed you guys are doing great, so give me my money back. So I don't know this part. I personally wasn't bothered, but I can see why Japanese citizens were bothered, because they start accusing Kay and his mom of wanting to marry Princess Mako because the royal family does dowries. You guys know what a dowry is? Mm-mm. All right, it's when you get married and the wife's family gives the groom's family a bunch of money. And the groom's family usually gives the wife's family a bunch of money. The royal family dowry is 1.2 million US dollars. So if Kay were to marry Princess Mako, he would get 1.2 million US dollars, which would be more than enough to pay off his mom's debt, but also to live pretty well. Which again, why does this concern the Japanese public? Because the Japanese royal family are funded by public tax. So the dowry is technically taxpayers' money. And this is a really complicated story. You know how the Windsors, the British royal family, they're worth like billions of dollars? The Japanese royal family was actually considered richer than the British royal family.
What?
I did not know that.
And then World War II happened. And then afterwards, the US got really mad. They went in there and they were like, you're not rich anymore. We're going to take all your...
Look at all, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So now it's said that the Japanese royal family, we don't know their real net worth. We don't know. They could maybe still be secret billionaires. Who knows? But they are basically funded by tax money. And they seem to be a lot more conservative and frugal with their money than the British monarchs. So they're definitely more conservative. They don't have as much leeway. They get a lot of pushback. And even though this dowry would have been given to Kai regardless of his mom's debt or not, people didn't think it was right for him to use that money to presumably pay off his mom's debt. They're like, of course he's going to help pay off his mom's debt. So I'm sure that there's a cultural difference here for sure, because having debt and marrying someone for financial stability, these types of rumors are not good in Asia. I don't know if they would really matter in the West. I don't think it would matter if someone had, look at some of these presidential candidates, all they got is debt, no?
So the nation is pissed. So they're like, he's taking our money to pay his own debt.
Yeah, and they're like, he's not from a good family, you know? So there's like a strong stigma around being in debt in Asia. So people start wondering if Princess Mako has bad taste in men. Other reporters start digging into other aspects of Kay's life, and they find pictures of him where he has his shirt unbuttoned and his arms are wrapped around 2 girls. So suddenly there's rumors that he's a boy. I don't know if that's true, okay? But everyone was like, how can we let our princess marry a boy? People were getting too invested, I tell you. Again, I can't really have much to say about this, but the rumors do get worse. There were reports coming out that Kay was a major bully back in elementary and middle school. This is like the rumors that I don't sit right with me, but victims started to come forward to claim that he completely traumatized them for the rest of their lives. One man came forward to say that he was young. He was in the same grade as Kay, and Kay would call him names. His friends would force him to be the goalkeeper while they played soccer, and they would just pelt soccer balls at him in close proximity with no regard for his safety. It's not even like they were trying to score. They were just trying to hit him. He said that his mental health had suffered since his bullying, and he had to go through counseling in college to recover. A female former classmate came forward to state that Kay constantly called her fat and ugly, and he would oink at her in the hallways whenever she passed. She said that she hated going to school, she became incredibly antisocial, and she would freak out anytime that she had to leave the house for anything. So the rumors are starting to escalate, and they went from being kind of petty to being very, very serious. And one of the most serious that really swayed the public opinion in Japan was the rumor that Mrs. K, Kay's mom, was using public funds illegally. Her former fiancé said that she refused to actually marry him, even though they were engaged, because she wanted to keep receiving pension funds for her late husband's death. Because remember, he was a city official. So she was getting money from the government because he had died. But that money would stop the minute that she got remarried. Then there's more. It's alleged that Mrs. K would find a job, get injured on the job, get sick on the job, take sick leave, and get paid workers' compensation, which is about 2/3 of your salary paid out by government programs. But she wasn't actually sick or injured. In fact, she would just go work at a different location. So she was getting paid her full-time position there plus this sick leave, and like basically getting paid double for the same amount of work. So clearly she wasn't sick enough to not work, and she's essentially playing the system. And that's pretty bad considering Kay is about to marry the figurehead of Japan. It was a really, really bad look. It genuinely was becoming a dumpster fire of scandals. But there were other ones circulating too, that Mrs. K was involved in a cult. Like this cult was known for some really dark, okay? They weren't convicted, but allegedly they like to defraud, rape, and murder people. We don't even know if she's involved in this cult. These are just rumors. These are just allegations. And it is really turning it into a pure dumpster fire of scandals. So during this time, Kay is being interrogated and interviewed by Princess Mako's father, like 6 times. Kay insisted every single time he had no idea about his mom's activities. He doesn't know. This is his mom. He loves his mom, but he doesn't know everything about her personal life. He wasn't involved. He didn't know about her debts. It was later exposed that Kay had full knowledge of the debts. So he basically lied to Princess Mako's father. He had to publicly and formally apologize to Princess Mako's father, who was very upset by this whole thing. I don't even think he was that upset about the debts or the scandals. Maybe more so that he lied. And it just felt like this marriage was becoming a fraud to everybody. And the public was applying pressure on the royal family to not let the marriage happen. The royal family, they were getting like hundreds of phone calls every single day from civilians begging them to not get married. Begging. You can't let Princess Mako marry him. You can't. Like, that's what they're saying. So the royal family, they try to delay the marriage as long as possible, hoping either the rumors would die down or the public would calm down, or maybe Princess Mako would change her mind, call off the engagement. And in the height of the pressures, the rumors, the stress, what does Kay do? He just leaves Princess Mako to deal with it. He's like, I'm gonna go to New York City and study the law. So let's just have fun. She's facing all these rumors completely alone. And it sounds like, sure, it sounds like everyone's trying to protect Princess Mako and they're all just coming for Kay, but that's not true. Let's be real. Princess Mako was getting so much heat for not picking the right guy. People were saying things like, how could she not see through his crap? She's not as smart as we thought she was. I used to love her, but now I don't know if I can support her if she marries someone like him. There was so much criticism and hate towards Princess Mako.
Jeez.
She's feeling so much pressure from the public, but also her own family. It was reported that her mom kept begging her to delay the marriage, and Princess Mako refused. She refused to talk to her parents, even sit at the same table as them. She locked herself in her room, isolated herself. The only person that was on her side was her younger sister, Princess Kako. Yeah, that's it. Princess Mako did not back down, though. She stated several times, I want to marry Kay, and I'm gonna do it before I turn 30. She even requested, I don't want the dowry then. We don't need to do the dowry. Kay doesn't want the dowry. I don't want the dowry. We don't want the taxpayers' dowry then. She didn't want people to think that Kay was in it for the money. She stood her ground, and she wanted to marry the love of her life. In fact, she defended Kay's family, Kay's mom, and she said, I sympathize with his family. Kay is a really wonderful man. He did nothing wrong. Why should I give up the marriage? I just can't understand why people are judging me for this. And all of Japan said, we can't understand you, Princess Mako. They literally said that. A lot of netizens were like, we just don't understand what is so good about this guy. Like, objectively, he's not a catch, so why? Why would you do this? Why would you give up everything for him? They even wondered if someone had cast a little love spell. They speculated that maybe she doesn't love him. Maybe she just really wants to get married before 30. Like, maybe she's obsessed with the idea of marriage. Like, these are what people are speculating online. So speaking of getting married before 30, every day that passed, Kay was not making plans to come back to Japan to marry the princess. And she was going to turn 30 that year. There were no arrangements for a royal wedding, which you can't just plan in a month, okay? You can't build Rome in a day. A royal wedding, that's like a year-long affair, okay? People actually hoped that he would miss the deadline and she would go find a new man. But alas, May 2021, he graduates from law school in New York, takes the bar exam, flies to Japan on taxpayers' money. He had the best of the best comfort when flying back to Japan. He had security detail because he was the #1 hated bachelor/fiance in Japan right now. He had all of his taxi fares covered, his plane ticket covered, hotel, all paid by taxpayers. Everyone kept calling him a kept man. You're wondering what a kept man is.
Yes, what's a kept man?
Isn't it like the egg man or soft egg man? Soft rice
Soft
man.
rice man.
Soft rice man.
Yes.
Soft rice man?
What does soft rice man mean?
Soft
again?
rice is this man so soft he just eats like the.
Wait,
Yo,
what?
Yeah,
What?
basically a man that does nothing and wife does everything.
Like a
like a little bitch.
But what does that have to do with soft rice?
because he's soft.
Like he's
weak,
soft,
like-
yeah.
Not a high value man.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool.
Soft
Cool.
rice.
So it was rumored that he even received a $50,000 a year scholarship in the United States for his law school, based solely on the fact that he was marrying Princess Mako. He was like, I am to marry Princess Mako, give me this scholarship, and he got it. Which,
Oh, that's some.
Wait, that's
weird.
okay, I don't think he literally wrote that on the application, but, due to
Connection.
connections, he got the scholarship. Which, side note, he's kind of receiving a lot of perks here and there for being engaged to Princess Mako. But...
You could probably sign a Spotify deal.
yes, a Netflix documentary.
Yes.
They could
Wait,
have
that
a
would've been-
Netflix.
yeah.
Oh, they would be a good Netflix documentary. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so he's getting these little perks here and there. But allegedly, Kay was asked to pay the royal family bride price, which is just a tradition. Like, you know how the dowry is $1.2 million? They don't actually expect the husbands that are marrying princesses to pay a bunch of money. It's like $800 USD. And he said that he didn't have it, so... Which, like, don't get me wrong, $800 is a lot of money, but you are marrying the princess of Japan, so I guess it just rubbed a lot of civilians the wrong way.
Wait, he refused to pay $800?
Bro,
Yeah.
I would love to pay $800 to marry a
A princess.
princess from Japan,
Yeah.
You don't even know her, okay?
Yeah, Princess Mako.
but she's a princess.
Yeah.
You just want to be a prince.
Yes.
He's honest, okay? At least he's honest. Anyway, he comes to marry Princess Mako, and the two elope, which is unheard of in the royal family. But to be fair, the pandemic was raging, so I'm not sure if the elopement was purely due to public reception of the marriage. I think it's also quite difficult to have this big, lavish royal wedding in the midst of lockdowns, right? So the Japanese people...
Oh, so they didn't have a wedding.
Yeah, they just went to the courthouse. got married literally right on time before she turned 30. And the Japanese people had very, very mixed reactions to it. In an opinion poll taken from a small sample, 93% of respondents said that they felt that the marriage had just nothing to celebrate. There's nothing good about it. There were protests held. People were marching with giant signs that read, "Don't shame the royal family with the cursed marriage. Protect our household. Do not be tricked. The imperial family is the soul of Japan." Which is just like so extreme, okay? I would say that most people didn't hate the marriage. They just felt like it was kind of messy. You know, it wasn't like a clean marriage where, you know, engaged marriage just got so messy along the way with all the rumors and the scandals. So it wasn't like this wholesome moment I guess they were hoping for. A lot of people also worried that the royal family was being ripped apart by this marriage. And it's said that Princess Mako's family were forced to accept it. Because either they accept it or they lose their daughter. They accepted the marriage, but they weren't happy about it. I don't know, I'm kind of rooting for Princess Mako. That's it. Like, I don't really know about Kei, but I'm rooting for Princess Mako. So he comes to Japan, they get married, and now they announce that they're both going to be moving as regular civilians to the United States and to New York City, where Kei is going to be an attorney and Princess Mako is going to find a career that she's passionate about. They hold this big press conference. Princess Mako had to apologize during the press conference for her marriage. She said, "I'm very sorry for the inconvenience that this caused. I'm grateful for those who have continued to support me. For me, Kei is irreplaceable. He's a very important person, and marriage was a necessary choice for us to live while cherishing our love and hearts. We will be starting a new life, and I'm sure we'll encounter difficulties along the way, but just as we have till now, I want to continue joining forces with Kei and walking together side by side." Kei spoke too. He read a 30-page statement.
30 pages?
Yeah, where he was and I'm gonna read you them right now.
Wow. Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. Page number 1. I'm just kidding, okay? He basically talks about how much he loves Mako, like how even through the unhappy times, he wants to support her. He wants to do everything to just love her, and they're gonna have this amazing family together, hopefully one day. He even addressed his mother's debts. He said that they weren't debts, but he was willing to come to a settlement with the ex-fiancé just so that they could all have peace of mind. But he wanted to clarify, it's not debt. It was a gift, but you know, he's upset about it, so. And then at the end, Mako bowed to her parents and said goodbye to her family residence. I'm a mess. My body's shutting down. My body's saying it's...
Yeah.
It is 9 a.m. in Korea right now. I'm that kid that goes abroad once, and I'm like, bonjour! It's 9 a.m. in France right now. I should be asleep.
Uh-oh.
It's the non-stop laughter.
She's forming.
So Mako bows to her parents at the end. She says goodbye to her family residence. And her younger sister, Princess Kako, the only one that supported her, like literally from the beginning, gave her this big hug, and it was like this really precious moment. But it was also kind of awkward because Mako had to stay in Japan for a little while due to the fact that she didn't have a passport. Did you guys know this? When you're a royal, you don't have a passport because you cannot travel with a document issued in your own name. It's interesting. So Mako had to go through a whole visa process to get a passport, so she had to stay in Japan a little while after this press conference. Side note, the Queen Elizabeth, the late Queen Elizabeth, she didn't have a passport either. She didn't even have a driver's license. Do you want to know why? Because every single British passport and driver's license is issued in the name of Her Majesty the Queen. But the Queen is Her Majesty the Queen herself, so she can't issue herself a passport or a driver's license.
Why not?
Why?
I hereby grant myself passport number. So Princess Mako needed a passport, and technically she lost her title. The royal family still paid for her and Kei's accommodations while they're going through this visa process. Apparently, And allegedly, with all the security costs, the apartment costs, everything was $150,000 of taxpayer money. So netizens were very upset about that too.
Yeah, netizens like pay up.
Bro, netizens are
Scary.
like loan sharks right
Yes.
now, okay? Another interesting thing to note is that 1 week after marrying Princess Mako, Kay's mom paid off the settlement to her ex-fiance. So, of course, a lot of netizens had questions on where they would get that money. Maybe it was paid off by Princess Mako and her family. Now, the couple make it to New York City safely, and a lot of people wanted to see Princess Mako struggle. That's what they wanted. They gossiped about how she had never done her own laundry before. Oh, she's gonna regret this. She's not gonna have cleaners or helpers or assistants. Her life is gonna be a wake-up call. She doesn't realize what it's like to not live in a life filled with privilege and castles and resorts. But Princess Mako is thriving. She actually loves her life, her low-key life. She can be seen grocery shopping, walking around New York City. She just looks very content. She walks around freely without being judged, without people studying her every move, what she's wearing. It's said that Princess Mako and Kay often take walks in the park when they're not busy. She's still a royal though, because she hangs out with the Kennedy family.
Kennedy?
Yeah.
JFK?
Yeah.
Was that Kennedy wash?
I love it, yeah. Basically a royal too, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, she hangs out with the Kennedys. Now I can't unsee her hanging out with Kennedy Walsh. I'm like picturing them together at a New York City cafe. Okay, but a lot of people still have a lot of things to say about her. I mean, they literally be budgeting for Mako and Kai. They're like, if he makes $140,000 a year, which is the average for a beginner attorney in New York City, and they pay this much in rent, which is the average rent in New York City, how is it possible that they're sustaining themselves? Unless she's getting funded by the imperial family, which means she's getting funded by me and my $1,000 of taxes I pay every single year.
Wow.
That's what people were saying, yeah. They were like, how is it possible? Listen, I don't know, okay? And I can't even say anything because I don't pay Japanese taxes, so how can I be upset at what's happening with Japanese taxpayer money? But I think I will say this, as an American, listen, there'd be some wild that our taxes go to over here. The last thing I'd be mad is if Princess Mako getting $1. I don't know. I'd be like, listen, I got bigger things to worry about right now. I got bigger fish to fry. There's so much more going on in our countries that are more pertinent than Princess Mako buying a $7 matcha latte in New York City. But it just seems like no matter what Princess Mako does, the public is gonna find a way to get mad at her. It's crazy. In the end, I can't help but think that Princess Mako wasn't just someone who was crazy in love. I think she's actually smarter than that. It was reported that in a fight with her mom, she had told her mom, I just want to get married soon and leave this family. I feel like a bird in a cage. Mother, you chose to marry into the royal family, but I didn't choose this life. Marriage technically was her only way out of the royal family. And I don't think it has to do with her parents. I think that she has a lot of love for her actual family members. But the public pressure, the regulations, the rules, the inability to even get a job without formal approval, like the constant scrutiny, the pressure, I mean, that's enough to drive anyone mad. And you know, that's what a lot of people think this is happening to Princess Kako, Mako's younger sister. She's still part of the royal family, living by the royal rules, and it's speculated that she's going to be the next princess to leave. Which, side note, the Japanese royal family, their numbers are dwindling. They're actually worried that they're going to die out. Yeah, there's like not enough heirs, and the fact that they keep kicking out women, it's like not going well.
Yeah, because the math is not really mathing.
Yeah, the math is not mathing at all.
So basically, they need to keep having more and more sons.
Like all sons, but they have a
Yeah.
lot of girls in their family.
So those are all gonna be
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, so it's like people are like, you gotta stop doing this like misogynistic kicking out the women shit, or you guys are gonna have some very bad news coming soon. But Princess Kako seems like she wants to leave. That's speculated. It seems like she wants to get married and drop her royal titles. She actually had it quite hard too. Ever since Princess Kako was young, she was dubbed the favorite princess. She was dubbed the most beautiful girl in the Japanese royal family. That's a lot of fucking pressure. A lot of people compare her to the famous actress Angela Baby. Wow, she keeps coming up, huh? So there was a lot of public attention on her. When she went to college abroad, she was photographed wearing a tank top. That's how the public responded. Literally. Yeah, it was a scandal. A lot of netizens said that she was unworthy of being a princess. Have you like ever gone out in public? Don't let these people go to like a Florida beach, okay? They're gonna literally have a heart attack and drop dead, I tell you. Yeah, so they were so upset with her. There was another photo of Princess Kako wearing like a tweed set. And everyone was just like, oh my God, that's Chanel. They were like, a tweed set like that costs $8,000 at Chanel. She's disgusting. How dare she spend our taxpayer money on Chanel? But it wasn't Chanel. It was later proven to be very affordable. So like, why? You're getting mad before you even know the facts, which leads me to believe you just want to be mad.
Yeah.
Like, you just want to be mad. And after all these scandals, Princess Kako was forbidden to do a lot of normal things. She wasn't allowed to do club activities in college. She wasn't allowed to do anything, literally anything. So she became incredibly reserved. She started to wear formal dresses that her parents picked out for her, and she played the role of the princess. But even then, people had shit to say. They said, why is her smile so fake? Does she not want to be here? I don't know. Sherlock Holmes, you bullied her into being here. Would you be happy to be bullied? Anyway. And in 2022, a year after her sister's marriage, Princess Kako's relationship was revealed, and the public accepted it. She was dating a young dentist who was handsome, but I guess more importantly, his family is filthy rich and has no debt. Yeah, additionally, his parents are so rich, they actually went to school with Princess Kako's parents when they were younger. So like, imagine how rich you have to be to go to school with the royal family. So it seemed like the perfect match, almost like out of a TV show of wealthy royals. Some people even rudely commented, anyone will do as long as he's not as terrible as Kay. Another one said, don't be like your sister. Dig into his background. It'll be good if he's rich, you know? He won't take advantage of your royal title. Literally, what is going on here?
Yeah,
And
but
that-
once she marries this guy, she's out too.
Like she's free.
Right, yeah. She can just be rich and free. Yeah.
But Princess Mako is a real-life Disney princess.
Yeah.
I kinda
So she's
love
just chilling in New York right now?
Oh, should we try to find her?
no. Then it's like, shall we stalk her?
This is the opposite of the moral of the story. You know what I mean? Like, this is the moral of the story. You said, wee. But that is really cool. Imagine I'm just grocery shopping and she's like right there. Oh my God, I'd be so stressed out. I would never say anything. I would never say hi, but I would be like,
Hi, I made a video on you. I did an intense 20 pages essay research on you.
I know everything about your life. Could you please sign this Word document that I did on you? Yeah, I'm so done with these awkward things. You guys ended me up on all K-pop at one point recently, and let me tell you, I was in bricks. I didn't ever want to experience that again. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm so sorry it was so absolutely unhinged, but make sure to check out Morgan & Morgan, linked in the description, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.